David Foster is sick of y'all lying on him, and honestly, same. He released a statement clarifying the truth about his red carpet moment with Harry and Meghan and the ridiculous fabricated stories that some aspects of the media have decided to perpetuate and run with. And it's just getting exhausting. It's also a huge distraction from his amazing event as well as his charity. And he's sick of it. And frankly, so am I. So today, we're going to talk about it. I have a lot to get into, so let's get started. Thank you so much for clicking on my video, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to get into David Foster's official statement to People magazine regarding the lies about him snubbing Meghan on the red carpet of his event. We're also going to get into his charity because I'm really frustrated that this snub, this story, this lie that literally took hold overnight and for no reason with zero evidence, this whole saga took so much needed attention away from the amazing gala as well as the foundation. So I am going to spend a little bit of time bringing awareness back to that and discussing the foundation as well as the work that they do and the gala that everyone was attending in great spirits. Everyone there was welcome. Everyone there was happy to be there, and David Foster was happy for them to be there. Just so we're clear. But we're going to talk about it anyway. Before we do, if you haven't already, please don't forget to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. This article is in Feminagra and it's titled, quote, "A Hurtful Lie. David Foster calls out media for manufacturing Meghan's Sussex snub." Some tabloid outlets had no advance scoop about Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex attending the David Foster Foundation event. But once footage from the night appeared, some quickly tried to manufacture a controversy instead. Select clips were circulated as supposed proof that David Foster had snubbed Meghan or appeared irritated with her, despite the wider footage showing no such drama. Foster has now stepped in himself, telling people that Harry and Meghan are dear friends, that they had already greeted them before the red carpet, and that there was no awkward moment or snub. Once again, the story became less about the charity event and more about finding a way to turn Meghan into a target. Quote, "In a statement shared exclusively with People, the legendary producer shut down reports that he snubbed the Duchess of Sussex at a gala celebrating the 40th anniversary of his namesake foundation on August 7th. As the host of the David Foster and Friends Foundation event, I had already greeted our friends, the Duke and Duchess, at the entrance 10 minutes before the red carpet encounter," Foster says. "They both graciously and selflessly gave their time and went beyond to engage with everyone. Harry and Meghan are dear friends of mine." I want to say that again, louder for the people in the back. Harry and Meghan are dear friends of David Foster's. He had to tell you that himself because you guys are liars. Dirty, stinking, snake liars. Let's get back to his quote. "Anyone watching can see there was no awkward moment and certainly no snub." He continues, "It's sad that certain media chose to deceive a red carpet encounter for clickbait. They turned simple positioning to get the best photo into a hurtful lie." So before I continue, this is where we have spoken about the layered and the tiered method of abuse that certain aspects of the media have decided to embark on with Harry and Meghan. We've talked about the mental, the emotional toll. We've talked about the years of this and the toll that that has to take, not only on Harry and Meghan, but the people in their proximity, the people in their orbit, not just the people who are their friends or their colleagues or their employees or people that they partner with or their affiliates, but also the people they support through their foundation, the people they donate to, the people they mentor. It has to take a toll on those within proximity to them, including their neighbors. Think about when they first moved to Montecito. That was an intentional choice for many reasons, which they have both shared how much they love Montecito and how much Montecito has poured into them as a family and how much they have poured into Montecito as a family. I always love hearing them talk about home and how they live their day-to-day life. It just seems so happy and peaceful, and they just seem to fit right in. But think about how so many people decided to descend upon Montecito, whether to stalk Harry and Meghan. Somebody threatened to take a busload of random people to their house to try to breach their security, which was bizarre. And I can't believe those people are not locked up. Or maybe they are, shit. I don't know. But Think about how many reporters have been spotted around Montecito now, trying to descend upon it to get any kind of information they can about Harry and Meghan. Think about the parents at the school where Archie and Lily attend, those people being contacted by random people. Think about the many businesses that try to gift things to Harry and Meghan for free for publicity or for a thank you note or for some kind of reciprocation, whether that's just acknowledgement. Think about how anything they do, anywhere they go, anybody they work with, anyone they employ, anyone they mentor, anyone they are in proximity to, and it can even be a vast distance of proximity. Think about how those people in the media have tried to make the lives of Harry and Meghan, but also the people within that range, that proximity. Think about how the media have tried to suppress them, make them feel miserable, make them feel watched, misquote them, or create a quote. Even if they don't speak, they can say, well, it looks like they were snubbing Meghan. They can just create a narrative. Think about how frustrating that must be for Harry and Meghan, but also the people around them who've done nothing wrong, including Harry and Meghan, who've done nothing wrong. This is intentional. This is an aspect of abuse that we don't talk about that often, but it's isolation. It's an attempt to isolate the target. A person or people who are isolated, the scapegoats, the abuse victims, whomever is the target of this abuse, it is so much easier for abusers to do what they will with you when you are isolated, when you have no connections, when they've been able to malign your reputation or create a narrative about you. It makes people less likely to give you a chance or for people to not want to deal with you because they don't want what comes with you. That's intentional. It's an aspect of abuse that is not spoken about enough, but it is absolutely real and it is very, very harmful. This is part of that on a mass scale. Look at how they've not only misrepresented David Foster, but they've completely removed the attention from the event to this fictional problem. I'm happy that he spoke up, but imagine reaching 40 years of your foundation doing great work, only for you to have to respond to the media making up shit about you and your friends who attended not only to support you, but knowing their attendance would bring so much more attention to your foundation. And this moment would be celebrated so much more and by so many more people because it was visible to them because they were there. Think about when he said they took their time to, they graciously and selflessly gave their time. And then they went above and beyond to engage with everyone. They know their impact. They know the massive scale that their platform has. They understand who they are, which is part of the problem, which is not for me, but for the media, because they don't want Harry and Meghan to recognize their impact. They want to remove Harry and Meghan from the narrative because they want to be able to control the narrative around them. They don't want them to know who they are, and they don't want them to know their impact. They want them to feel like, oh, they need the media to be successful. And that's just simply not the case. The media needs them to get clicks. So who's in control here? And that's the part that irritates me, is that we can see what's happening in real time, but there is an aspect of frustration, or not an aspect, the whole thing is frustrating for me because we could be talking about the David Foster Foundation. We could be talking about a follow-up quote that he would have had an opportunity to give if he weren't talking about this. We could be talking about milestones. We could be talking about Harry and Meghan's attendance and how lovely they looked and how much fun they seemed to have. And that is what we talked about when this first came out. That is what I focused on. But instead, we have to offer a little bit of time to clear up something that was completely fabricated. And this is something that it should be much easier to sue for things like this. It should be much easier to sue. It should be much faster and quicker of a process to report this kind of thing. Have these types of things have these types of publications who create these narratives have to print a retraction. They should have to be just as loud in their walkback and their apology and their restitution as they are when they decide to put these lies out. It shouldn't take years in court, stress, effort, and money to just simply rectify some shit that they completely made up. And just like Prince Harry broke it down in Harry and Meghan, the docuseries, how much money they make from the legal fight alone. So even when you fight these legal entities, they still make money off of you because every time there's a new motion, every time there's a new quote, every time there's a new mention, every time there's a new day in court or a court appointment or a change or what have you, they get to write about it. You get to be the headline because not only did they lie on you, but now they get to cover you as you fight the lie. They still win. Hell, they're likely paying their legal bills with the money they made from talking about the legal fight. It's extremely unfair. And there should be a lot more that can be done by people who are lied on by the media. Anyway, let's get back to it. The narrative was simple. David Foster had snubbed Meghan on the red carpet. The video told a different story. Photographs showed both couples posing together. They sat together at the function. There was no snub. But that did not stop the headlines. What is truly revealing is what happened next. When People magazine published Foster's statement debunking the claim, two prominent X accounts complained that not everything deserves a clapback and that Meghan should just get on with it. Sharion, calm down. Because now, what do you mean you get to lie on me, talk shit about me, talk crap about me? Mind your words, calm it down. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying my best to not get frustrated by this. But what do you mean you get to lie on me and talk crap about me, make up something about me and a charity event at that? So not only are you impacting me and my reputation, you are removing the focal point, which is a charity. Are you kidding me? These people are completely they are just completely evil. I can't even find a nice word. They're just evil. Do you know how evil you have to be to say, hey, we could be talking about a foundation and all the great work they've done for 40 freaking years. Instead, let's make up a lie. Yeah, that's what we should do. We're going to go with a lie. That's ridiculous. But what do you mean you get to make up a lie about me? You get to completely redirect the traffic and the attention that's going to this charity and their 40-year celebration. You get to do all that to me and abuse me, lie on me for no reason at all. But then I'm supposed to just be silent about it for your satisfaction? And I'm the problem if I call out abuse? This is how abuse works. Yes, we know what we're doing to you. Yes, it's all intentional. No one's going to come and save you. And if you stand up for yourself, then you're somehow the problem because you should just get on with it. You should be nicer and you should be easier to get along with. Yes, I'm abusing you, but can you be nicer about receiving that abuse? My God, you're so selfish. People are out of their minds. Let's continue. Calm it down, Sharion. I'm getting irritated because it's one thing to be nasty or mean to me. It's another thing to be completely egregious. Come on. Anyway, the hypocrisy is glaring. The same people who spent days amplifying a false story suddenly argued that correcting it was unnecessary. And then also, David Foster issued the statement to correct it. Yet that is also somehow Meghan's fault? I just don't get it. I do get it. It's racist. But I just don't get it. It's insane how more people aren't outraged at the treatment of Meghan and Harry. I don't see how every other publication isn't like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, I don't get how the bigger publications who don't operate this way and the other publications who operate in good faith don't call these bastards out more often. Feminagra seems to be the only one doing the legwork when it comes, and people in this instance, and people are doing the legwork of correcting these narratives, but also calling out these fabricated stories and the platforms that publish them. The expectation remains the same. The media and its defenders can lie about Meghan, spread smears, and push whatever narrative they like. But Meghan and the people who love her are not supposed to answer back. Silence is demanded whenever the truth threatens to undo a profitable narrative. David Foster's response was important. Foster's response went beyond a simple denial. He called the coverage a hurtful lie and explained that he had already greeted Meghan and Harry at the entrance before the red carpet encounter even took place, describing them as dear friends. He made it clear that the media had deliberately distorted a simple red carpet positioning moment for clickbait. This is incredibly important because the pattern remains consistent. The UK media has been running this playbook for years. Manufacture a controversy, amplify it across outlets, then act confused when witnesses or participants correct the record. Foster did what more people should do. He spoke plainly and refused to let the narrative stand. I absolutely agree, Feminagra. I also wanted to give a little bit of insight about the David Foster Foundation. The David Foster Foundation is dedicated to providing financial support to Canadian families with children in need of life-saving organ transplants. In addition to helping families with their non-medical expenses, the foundation strives to increase public awareness and education about the importance of becoming a registered organ donor in Canada and the United States. The David Foster Foundation is a nonprofit charitable organization that for the past 38 years, now 40 at this point, has assisted over 1,450 families with children in need of major organ transplants and provided much needed dollars in direct family support. In 2006, the foundation became a national organization expanding to help families across Canada. The foundation works in collaboration with the transplant teams at children's hospitals across Canada to provide support to children under 18 years of age, from the time they are listed for pediatric transplant and up to and including their post-operative checkups. That is amazing. I wanted to make sure that we brought it back to center since so much attention was deflected due to the fake stories and the lies, etc. I wanted to make sure that we did come back and discuss what exactly the David Foster Foundation, what exactly they do and who exactly they are. I also want to share their values before we get out of here. Their values stem from our desire to work in partnership with our sponsors to create successful, high-quality charity events for the good of all of our stakeholders, business partners, and families. We communicate clearly, effectively, and respectfully to the community. Integrity is the cornerstone of our dealings. That's why he was so quick to correct the narrative. We say what we'll do, then we do what we say. I love that. We go beyond the expectations to create unique charitable events, and every member of the team is accountable to themselves, to our sponsors, and ultimately responsible for the success of the David Foster Foundation. Thank you so much for watching the SharionSade YouTube channel. I appreciate you watching my content. If you haven't already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video by hitting the thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget to comment along the way. If you feel so inclined, please don't forget to share so that more people can find us. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Now let's get back to the video. I'm appreciative to David Foster for not only correcting the narrative, but also giving context and outwardly exclaiming that these are his friends. He appreciated them being there. And he also recognized the effort that they put in to not only show up, but to be participants in the evening and engage with everyone. It's very clear from the photos, and it's even clear in the videos, how welcome Harry and Meghan both were and how happy everyone was to be there that night and to all be together that night. And I hate that the focus has turned, but I'm very happy that David Foster used intentional verbiage, intentional tone, and released an intentional statement when speaking on Harry and Meghan. You see how he didn't allow his words to become misconstrued when he spoke on Harry and Meghan. You see how he used intentional verbiage. He was very clear and direct. There was no ambiguity. There was no hemming and hawing. There was no, I'm glad they showed up. They came, right? So I'm glad they showed up. Whether they're there or not, we were going to have a good time. Like, he didn't say anything that could have been misconstrued. He wasn't ambiguous. He didn't flex on his tone. None of that. He was very clear. These are my friends. I'm happy they're there. They did a great thing by showing up. I'm appreciative. Stop lying on them. That is how you release a statement. That is how you speak on other public figures. That is how you speak on people in the public eye. You are intentional with your tone, your verbiage, your delivery. You are intentional so that nothing can be misconstrued. And in doing so, he brought the focus back on the foundation, which is exactly what he was supposed to do. And I'm glad he was able to do that. Anywho, those are my thoughts. Media, stop being abusive. I don't even know how to put it. Stop abusing Harry and Meghan. What is it going to take for you guys to stop? Like, at this point, I'm like, genuinely, what will it take? I really thought after a bit of time had passed, like 4 or 5 years, I thought they would find other ways to just show their clear obsession with Harry and Meghan. I genuinely thought they would move to a more objective form of reporting, but obviously not. They clearly are incentivized to keep trying to drum up hate for Harry and Meghan and misrepresent them in the media. And I just look forward to the lawsuits that will come eventually from this, because you can't just go on lying on people for no reason and not expect consequences. You just can't. And I hope the people who have values and self-respect who partake in those publications, I hope you stop. Don't give money to publications. Don't give clicks to publications. Don't give attention or energy towards publications that do this to people, especially people who have done nothing wrong. And trust me, there's plenty to report on and lots of scandal associated with the royal family if you want scandal and if you want royal news. Harry and Meghan is not where you're going to find that. Anyway, that's all I have for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to share so that more people can find us. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.